Yeah, well, thank you for joining me. Such an exciting day for you because honeY comes out tomorrow. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling really excited. I'm nervous a little only because of the topic of the song. It's a little sensitive and something that I haven't really been open to talking about. But yes, so nervous for that, but very, very excited to get it out at the same time.
Yeah, and how are you celebrating? Because you mentioned you've been like spending today doing a lot of content. Do you have like any big celebrations planned?
I do actually. Tomorrow night, I'm going to be hanging out with some of my nearest and dearest. So we're just going to get together, play the song, have a bit of fun. So I'm very, very excited to do that and celebrate with my friends and my family.
Sounds lovely. And it looks like it's already getting in some really positive feedback because I saw that Triple J has already done some reviews and I've seen the comments going off on your Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah, no, it's going really well. It's been a nerve-wracking process recently with the latest releases, only because we've taken such a shift sound-wise. It was very pop punky in the beginning, and these last two singles I've just released So Good and honeY's coming out. They're very different, more pop, more alternative, and I've been really nervous to share that, but seeing the reaction is still filled with so much love. It's honestly more than I could have expected. So yeah, I'm very, very excited and I really, really appreciate that it's been digested well.
And I love the sound change because honeY, like I'm really excited for other people to hear it as well. But I love it. It's just so catchy. And I don't know if you've got like a background in dancing, but it just reminds me of like a dance anthem track.
Thank you so much. It does make you want to dance. I've got video compilations of us in the studio just making it and we're just all losing it dancing because it does. It has this like shoulder bop kind of vibe to it. I love it.
Yeah, and you mentioned that you're a bit nervous for this one because of the topic. So how did you know when you're ready to share this with the world?
God, I don't know. Um, it's funny. When we started writing this song, we kind of just did it over the drum and bass loop. And it was kind of just mumbling random things. And then all of a sudden, you can call me honeY, but I think it's kind of funny that you like me just fell out. It felt so natural. That's kind of the first thing that kind of fell out of my mouth. And then it took a second because I was like, oh, wow, that's actually something very, very serious and very, very relatable to myself. And then we kind of explored like previous relationships that I have been in, growing up in a single parent home and all of those self-esteem issues that you kind of have gained from horrible relationships that you've been in. And then being in a really good and healthy relationship, which I am in now, and I get to write with actually my partner who helped me co-write this song. And just being like, you have those days where you just look at your partner and they say how much they love you, and you're just like, sorry, but why do you like me again? I knew that it had to be shared with how easy those words came out because normally I'm terrified to be vulnerable, to peel back layers, to let people in because I just feel like my story is A, not worth telling, or the fear of judgment. So I knew when we were writing and that fell out of my mouth so easily that it was time and it needed to be shared because it's so relatable to so many people as well.
Yeah, and obviously, it is like an experience and feeling that causes some anxiety for you as well as that internal negative self-talk. So as a songwriter and having to revisit those feelings on a deeper level to make a song, how do you balance sharing your story while also not like worsening your mental health?
Oh God, it's terrifying, honestly. I think the biggest thing that has helped me so much is who I'm writing with. I'm very lucky, like I said, my partner is actually my co-writer, Reese, and our producer who helps us out as well is my brother-in-law, Caleb. So I've got a very safe environment. And I feel like I've been in rooms before where you're kind of writing songs with random people, and to be able to let those walls down, I could never do it because I just didn't know if I could trust, not that I couldn't trust, but essentially couldn't trust what I was saying to these people. I find it very hard to open up to new people. It takes me a long time to build that trust and be able to be vulnerable with somebody. So I think that makes such a big deal to me, is having those people that I feel safe with. And sometimes, yeah, sometimes we'll start writing something deep. I'm gonna need a little cry. We can cry together. But it's more therapeutic in a way because you know you're doing it in such a safe environment. Does that make sense?
Definitely. And I think it helps because I didn't realize that one of the producers was also your partner. So I guess having that safe place
Mhm.
also helps the production. And how do you balance, I guess, having that personal relationship while also creating a professional music career as well?
Yeah, I get that one a lot actually. So Reese and I, we were actually best friends since we were 4 years old. So we went to went to kindy, primary school, high school. So he's always been someone in my life that I can turn to. And we've always been the music nerds, essentially. Like when we wanted to write music or to perform music, we kind of always did that together. And yeah, I know, look, it takes time. There's obviously disagreements, creative disagreements, even relationship disagreements, but we've made it this far. And like I said, I think it's more the safe thing. I feel safe with him in my art and I feel safe with him in our relationship. And it's just, yeah, it's obviously hard work like anything. But I guess what helps as well is the understanding. Being with someone who's also within the music industry, you understand the struggles, you understand the separation, the touring, all of that trust that you have to build as well, but also just that this is a once in a lifetime thing that not everybody gets to do. So yeah, it's a challenge, of course, but I wouldn't picture doing it with anybody else.
And I think it has its advantages too, because obviously he knows you on a personal level, but since you guys go way back, he's also been there since the start of your music career, knows, I guess, your music quite well and what you're hoping to achieve with your projects.
Yeah, sometimes I think he understands me more than I understand myself sometimes. So it's good.
Yeah, I guess that helps, especially when there is like feelings of self-doubt and especially releasing music that can be very personal and vulnerable.
For sure.
You mentioned that this is a relatable experience, which is why, you're ready, I guess, to share it with the world. So how are you hoping people resonate with it and what are you hoping they take away with them?
This song touches on a lot of themes. It touches on the obviously low self-esteem, self-doubt, being in a relationship and obviously struggling with those things. A couple lines mention struggles with weight as well, which I don't take lightly. For the past 5 years, I've put on a significant amount of weight, and whilst it's surface level within the song, I just really want people to listen to this and I just want to make them feel better. I want to make them not feel so alone that there are people struggling with all of these things and we still see them and we still find them so beautiful. And that's the main thing. It's funny because the song lyrically is so heavy to me, but track-wise it's kind of fun and sarcastic in a way. So it's essentially I want people to listen and just dance to it. And it's like, okay, I'm not going to take myself so seriously today. Yes, I've got these insecurities, but I know I'm beautiful. I know people see me. I know people are experiencing this as well. So yeah, it's terrifying, but that's the one thing that I do hope they take from it. I don't want it to be a song that they go listen to in their bedroom and cry. If it is that for them, fantastic. You got to do what you got to do. But essentially, yes, I just want it to be a song you put on, you dance when you're feeling down, and it just makes you feel that little bit better.
Yeah, and I like that you mentioned that it is kind of sarcastic and taking the fun out of it as well, because you have to, especially when you are sharing something personal with people that don't know you, like so many strangers will be listening to this.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's terrifying. I think that's what made it somewhat easier as well to talk about because it is over something so fun. And you do just want to kind of dance to it. So it kind of adds that lightheartedness to it. Doesn't make it so serious and so, I don't know, sad and emo. But yeah, no, I just hope, yeah, it just makes people feel better and most importantly feel seen, I guess.
And I think it will, because as I said, like just listening to it, it's a total dance track as well. So even if someone doesn't relate to the lyrics, they're definitely going to just vibe with the sound of it overall.
Yeah, exactly. That's the plan. Hopefully everyone likes it.
And it looks like there's a music video coming out because I looked on your socials and I've seen little snippets. So without giving too much away, tell me a bit more about that.
I can't say much, honestly. But visually, we've done some fun things with a bunch of my friends. and I can't wait to share those videos. It was so much fun being able to film content with them. And yeah, it's just a bunch of like fun little clips to be posting on social media. So I'm very, very excited to share that.
Yes, and you can do so much with it. And I saw even on your stories you were sharing that people were already doing memes before it even came out.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
should say, yeah.
Yeah, that's when I know. That's when I know we've got a goodie, because people have been sending me memes all week. So it's been hilarious. And yeah, no, it's fun. I love it. It's so exciting.
Yeah, and looking at your other career highlights, I've seen that you shared the stage with some amazing people. Like Paris is one band I completely love, and I saw you share with them, and also like Against the Current. So, what are some of your career highlights as a musician?
Honestly, those tours would have to be. I was in a band previously since 2014 and started this solo project at the beginning of 2022. And going from a band perspective to being completely solo was absolutely terrifying. And it's taken me a very, very long time to adjust to that, to being like, okay, yes, you're a solo person. Like, what do I have to say personally for myself? It's been a journey. And during that, obviously, I've been dealing with a bunch of anxiety and depression during that. But getting these tours somehow made me feel like I'm doing it, because there's so you growing up, especially in Perth, it's such a small town and small-minded community in a way. And there's multiple conversations that I've had with people around me that it's like, when are you going to get a real job? You should probably do a 9 to 5. Maybe you should go to university. So music has always been a battle. And dealing with going from a band project to a solo project, and then also dealing with, well, is this even going to work in the first place? Maybe I should just quit and get a normal job. When I got the first tour that I booked was actually a year ago, Against the Current. And then not too long later, booked a Paris and Magnolia Park. I finally felt like, hey, maybe I'm doing it. And yeah, those shows specifically was a big turning point for me, because from there I started to feel more like myself, more confident, growing on stage, and then growing on social media, and then growing in my writing. It kind of had a domino effect. And yeah, this year has been just, yeah, it's been very, very successful. I'm very, very proud of what we have achieved this year. And yeah, I'm very, very grateful to be doing this, because I know there's so many people out there who are trying their hardest and have been doing this for so long. And yeah, I'm very, very grateful to be given these opportunities.
Yeah, it's interesting what you mentioned about that change going from a band to a solo act, because even just having, I guess, being able to depend on other people on stage too, having people that support you, as opposed to if something goes wrong, like this is on you, like this is your moment, as opposed to, oh, someone else can just fill in, and just having that teamwork.
Yeah, yeah, no, it's terrifying. I'm very lucky, I guess, because I've grown being in bands my entire life. I still bring a band with me for these shows and everything. And yeah, no, it was a challenge for sure, but I think it's made me grow more as a person, and I wouldn't be who I am today without having that transition. So I'm grateful for
Yeah, and I just want to add as well, don't let anyone tell you to get a real job, because music is a
it.
real job. We have to normalize that you can pursue careers in music. And there's so much, I feel, pressure with people telling artists, oh, go get a real job, or this isn't going to make you money. But you're someone that's showing that you can achieve your dreams, and you can tour with like great people, and you can make a career out of this.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm going to replay that every single time I have a self-doubt day.
Yeah,
Thank you.
well, next time someone says go get a real job, be like, well, when was the last time you shared a stage with like Paris or Against the Current or any of these people?
Exactly. That is what I'm going to say. Thank you for
But
that.
that's probably more memorable than any, like, I guess, office career or any other career that you can get that's a stable 9 to 5.
Exactly. Exactly. I don't know. The thought of getting up and doing the same boring desk job every single day, and I get the opportunity to go off and tour Australia and see the world and do it with people who I love. I just think that's so freaking cool. I mean, but each to their own. If a desk job's for you, I'm proud of you, but it's just not for me.
Yeah, and sounds like you're growing a lot just by having something that isn't the same job every single day. There's a lot of variety in what you do, and unpredictable as well. Like one day you're on the stage at Paris, one day you're making content and music videos. It's very different.
Honestly, never a dull moment, that's for sure.
But do you have any upcoming shows or gigs that you want to plug?
I do. I'm very, very excited. I've got a show supporting a band in November, but I can't mention that one just yet because that isn't been announced, but that's in my hometown of Perth. And then I'm so excited because I'm going on tour with Set It Off in November around Australia. So that's going to be so, so, so much fun. It's going to be one of the biggest tours that I've been a part of. So I'm very, very stoked. I'm going to be supporting them with another band from Brizzy called Friends of Friends. Yeah, that one is going to be a goodie. We can't wait for that.
Yeah, I'm just curious too. Like you said, you're from Perth, which is your hometown. How do you find like establishing a music career in Perth as opposed to, I guess, being in a city like Sydney or Melbourne?
It's funny, I think because I've done so many shows around Perth, I have a small little community which I adore and I love. I just find it's so hard to break it in your hometown for some reason. So getting the opportunity to go over, I guess I have less nerves because I get to go out there and just be me and not feel this judgment of all of these people that I went to school with or that I used to work with or something like that. I find it, yeah, more fun, more it's a great experience. The Melbourne Bris It's been mainly Melbourne, Brisbane and Sydney that we've played shows in, and the songs have been well digested by the crowds, and we've grown a really, really great fan base and a community because of these shows. So yeah, no, I find it's been a really positive experience so far.
Amazing. Well, that's pretty much all my questions. Did you have anything you wanted to add or things you want people to know before the release tomorrow?
Not really. Just follow me on Instagram. It's at CHEZ World, and stay tuned because there's so much coming up, more shows, more singles, and I'm very, very excited. And I'd love to welcome you to our community.
Cool. Well, thanks so much for your time. It was really lovely getting to hear more about your music and getting to know you more. And I'm excited for everyone else to hear this and also see what else you put out there.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Anytime. All right. Bye.
Bye. Thanks.